Hello and welcome to Gank That
Gank
Drank.
That Drank.
I didn't want to
Nice.
go.
That was a
supernatural
long.
drinking game podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to Gank That Drank, a supernatural drinking game podcast. It's a podcast where we make up drinking game rules for one of our favorite episodes of the handsomest and longest running show, Supernatural. And then we recap the episode for you. Then we discuss how the rules played out, whether they were good rules, bad rules, mediocre rules, whether we like the rules, whether we ended up hating the rules. And then we let you know what episode is next and what rules we'll be playing for that episode. So I'm Krissy Lenz, director of the Neighborhood Comedy Theater and Chris in Tempe. We're not in Tempe. What the fuck am I talking
Whoa.
about?
Are we moving? Are we
We're
moving?
moving. We're moving from
Oh
downtown
no, what
Mesa
a
to
way
Tempe.
to drop. This is dropping the info now. We are moving to Tempe. A
Lies,
new neighborhood
it's all
for the
lies.
neighborhood. Mesa till he dies. Anyway, we're watching an episode. I'm Nate McWhorter of the Neighborhood Comedy Theater as well in downtown Mesa, Arizona. And today's my episode, Krissy. Today's my episode.
Is. But I just want to say a quick shout out before we hop right in that we had so much fun at Phoenix Comic Con. Not Phoenix Comic Con, Phoenix Fan Fusion. Thank you to everyone who came out and hit up our
Sam
panel.
And Dean,
it was
who
fun.
Absolutely lit the room on fire. Those two were amazing. Doing and next time we're doing a live ep, everyone should come see it.
Yeah,
because
we had
you never know what could happen. Yeah, we had a blast. We had a blast with the people there. I thought I was actually really nervous for it. I don't know why, but I was, and I came away. That was like the best experience for me of the whole weekend. So yeah.
Oh, yay! That's what I like to hear. So thank you, Phoenix Fan Fusion, and thank you everybody who was there. Okay, yes, it's your episode this week, and it's a great one. Season 6,
yes, it
episode
is.
18, Frontierland.
Frontierland. I've been wanting to do this episode for a while, and I think I was hesitant at first to do it because I watched it back when we were like kind of picking episodes we wanted to do, whatever. I first watched it and I was like, man, it's a hard one to kind of come up with drinking game rules for, I felt like. But I went ahead and now, after kind of getting a few more under my belt, decided that I'm ready and I'm ready to do it. So here are our rules for season 6, episode 18, Frontierland. Originally aired April 2011. I don't know. It aired in April 2011. That's all I know. I forgot the exact date. Anyway, this is not a good rule. I'm going to just start out and say this first rule is not a good rule, and I have an alternative rule for those who haven't played yet if you want to play a better rule. I said research music. You should really just do it for cheesy music in this episode in general. Music. Like anytime it's like the western music, but there's like kind of different couple moments where it's just like kind of really cheesy music. We're having anyway. But I just only counted research music, which is only like literally twice back to back. Anyway, we have Dean geeks out or is disappointed about Western life essentially. Life on the frontier. Life in the old west. Hat tipping. Anytime someone's tipping a hat, we're gonna go ahead and take a drink. Anytime someone dies, we're taking a drink. And I'm realizing that on my most recent watch through, I definitely did not mark the last 2 deaths because I just got distracted. But I know how many there are. And then swinging doors. Anytime we got those swinging doors. We're taking a drink, and then we're playing Gank because we are Gank, so we always take a drink for Gank. And then this one, Gank happens. It happens. And then we're taking it does happen. We're taking a shot for a Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yep.
And then you're sipping. We're sipping on pop culture references because by golly, dadgum, are there so many pop culture references in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't even think I got them all, but I got a lot of them.
And for the shot, you can just take 2 drinks if you're not,
or 2 drinks. Finish your drink. Shot. It's play whatever. I guess we should come up with just like an ultimate like bonus. It's like a double or a bonus, or if you play your own rules, folks. Maybe you're drinking NA beer the whole time, and then you want to have a shot of one drink of real beer, so you keep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So those are the rules. Krissy, what are you drinking right now?
I'm
while we do this
having
recap,
an exotic pineapple Topo Chico hard seltzer.
Excellent. I cracked open.
That's all I ever have.
Hey, if we say it enough, maybe they'll sponsor us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that maybe Topo Chico will be the official sponsor of Gank That Drank. And we can do funny Topo Chico ads that will annoy everyone that they'll skip through anyway at the beginning of the episodes. Anyway.
The Topo Chico. I just made that up. You can have that. You can have that for free. Sponsor us.
We're going to have to email someone's estate to get the rights to that tune, I think. But you want to get into it?
What did you say what you're drinking? You're drinking a Guinness?
A Guinness. Yeah, Guinness Draught Stout. Yeah, Guinness Draught. Just regular old Guinness out of a bottle. Which means, it's just out of a bottle. That's all that is. So, yeah. And now it's time to go back in time to Frontierland.
Frontierland.
And away we go. All right, we got our then, which is basically just talking about, like, the boys gotta, like, find a way to defeat Eve somehow, some way. And then we see, like, a prior time when Cass sent Dean back in time to set up the fact that we're going to go back in time in this episode. And then we kind of get a little bit about Samuel, because that's where we're going to find the whole start of this episode is due to Samuel. So, and then basically, we got like the whole like Eve is coming for the boys. We're nearing the end of this season, obviously. So the big bad is on the horizon, and this is like times are getting dire for the boys. Cass is off trying to lead Heaven against
Raphael.
Raphael. Yeah, Raphael. Yeah. So that's kind of the backstory for this one. We go from then to now, but it's not now because it's March 1861 in the town of Sunrise, Wyoming. It is a mere 6 weeks before the Civil War is starting across the country. And we're here. Oh, and that's one of the things they set up in the then was that Samuel Colt built the Devil's Gate. Yeah. Right? That was one of the things they set up in the then. That's a big part of this because that comes into play. So, where we see an Old West town, we see 2 duelers meeting in the middle of the street, and then we see that it's Dean, and he's got a sheriff's badge on, and it's 1861, and we're like, oh no, what's happening? Holy cow. And then it's like, Bonanza.
Pop culture reference, take a drink.
And it's, a Bonanza title card, which was very awesome. Absolutely loved it. So then, we get back to the boys in real time, and they have found Samuel's bunker. The episode we recapped that day at Black Rock at Fan Fusion, we found John's bunker of secret hidden goodies
of landmines and less soccer dangerous. Trophies.
This is more of just and sawed offs. Yes. This is Samuel's more like library, but it's like his men of letters. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the actual bunker. You can tell the writers are like, hey,
this is probably where they got the idea. Yeah.
This is exactly, right? Like this is, you kind of see this as like the formation of like, oh yeah, it's this underground library where he kept all, the Campbell family library where they kept all the stuff. So I think that this is kind of the bricklaying, if you will, for Men of Letters,
which
comes not too far after this.
When they move into the bunker, they relocated all of Samuel's stuff?
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100% they did. And I'm sure they've found, I'm sure other, they probably have Bobby's stuff in there. They've got like, they hired some movers. Yeah. At least rent a truck, right?
Yeah.
Like they, you're not doing that like multiple trips in Baby or anything.
Yeah. You'd have to fill her back seat over and over and over again. Poor thing.
So they do their research. This is where the research, I just thought it was weird that they did this like little bitty like research music. I don't know. That's why I made it a rule. It feels like the first thing I wrote down, and I just didn't cross it out at the end because I didn't have the heart to. So we get our fun little music there. As they then find it, Dean finds it, and I'm like, what are the odds? Like, there's so many books, and like, I have to believe this was days of research, but they make it seem like it was like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And Dean is like, I got it right here. A phoenix, because how did they learn somehow that you can kill the mother or kill Eve with
the ashes?
Are they like? Do they read it in a book with the ashes of a phoenix? Basically, is what they need for a spell to be.
Yeah, one of them finds that, and then Dean finds the Samuel Colt's journal.
Finds Colt's journal, which has the which basically says like yes, and like it's in the middle of the journal. Like, how would you have read through everything? And like, he gets to like shot a phoenix,
cursive handwriting,
cursive, yeah, by a drunk man, a man very drunk at the time when writing. Oh yeah, so they read like, oh yes, a phoenix was shot on this day in Sunrise, Wyoming. Got its ashes. The Colt shot a phoenix. So, they're like, well, we're gonna have to find a phoenix somewhere. And Dean's like, I know where there's gonna be one on March 5th, 1961 in Sunrise, Wyoming, and we got a guy who can send us there.
Yep.
So it's time to call Cass. And this does seem a little selfish. Like, I don't know if it's selfish because they're trying to fight the big bad, but like when Rachel shows up instead of Cass and is like, he's not your like puppy dog to like call when you only call him when you want him. Like he's trying to lead an army, blah blah blah. I'm kind of like, she's kind of right.
Pray to him sometimes just to say, how was your day?
Right. Yeah. Not exactly. Yeah, they're bad friends. Sometimes, at least to Cass at this moment. This is why, like, it's a good development of their relationship and everything throughout this whole thing.
That's why Cass is so grumpy in these episodes.
Like this, and like, yeah, and Misha kills it. I was thinking that, I'm like, oh, he's so sour but great, and he's really selling it. And then we have Cass finally does show up and to admonish Rachel for laying into the boys, but he's like, ugh, what is it? What do you want? What, like, and then he's just like, yep, all right, sure, I'll send you back in time, but they only have 24 hours is what he tells them.
We have to put some parameters on this so that we're racing the clock.
Exactly. Yeah, it's only a 44-minute show, so we got to really get her in there. And so I got 24 hours. Tells Bobby, call me in 24 hours. Dean, in the meantime, while Cass is explaining all this, he's gone shopping.
And brings back. He went to like a Western wear store.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, Dean.
So I used to work at a Western wear store.
Yes, I was going to ask you about this. This is literally.
And we carried
right up your alley.
A whole line of like sort of antique type clothes, like clothes with like bib fronts and like things that would have been worn in the old West, like so there was old timey clothes, there was like modern Western clothes, but there was like a line of like for people who were like cosplaying or like I doubt there was a lot of Western cosplayers, but people who wanted a more authentic cowboy look. Yeah, we did carry stuff like something that, so.
Yeah, like at certain amusement parks and stuff, they have like the Western photo gallery where you can go get your picture taken on the, and you dress up, it's all black and white, and like There's actually one I read about in Arizona highways. There's someone here who does them on glass, like literally like the old time, like they would have in the 1800s. They do it like legitimately. And you can go get your photo made on. Yeah, I was like, it's really cool. I was thinking about going and doing that. Be kind of cool. Yeah, it does. So where were we?
Dean bought the Western.
Oh yeah, 24 hours. Boys get Dean buys the Western wear. All sorts of awesome references all throughout.
I like when
this scene
Sammy's like, bit. I'll just wear this, and Dean's like, and look like a spaceman.
Like a spaceman.
A lot of Back to the Future 3 references.
Oh yeah, and of course at the end, which I don't there's got to be some sort of outtake of Jared coming back into the room and doing the doc bit, right? Yeah. Like there has to be at the end. There's got to be. So yes, no, a lot of Back to the Future references, a lot of Western references. You get like Deadwood in there. You get so many fun things. So the boys are finally in the Old West, and Dean is all excited. Sam's, not as excited as usual, as he typically is not. And of course, this is like the bad luck. This is like Bad Day at Black Rock, because Sammy immediately steps in some horse poop, and or as they call it in the episode, horse authenticity.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Horse authenticity. So after stepping in the authenticity, they stroll into town where there is a hanging happening.
It's a hanging.
We got our villain, I don't think he's a bad. I think he's a little misunderstood, living in the wrong time. Elias Finch is being hanged for the death for killing his wife. And right before they hang him, he says that the judge and the deputy and the sheriff are all gonna burn for this, and they hang him anyway. Yeah, they really should have listened to him.
Yep.
And so the boys are like, ooh, more authenticity. And then a guy turns around and looks at Dean and says, nice blanket. Yeah. And Dean immediately takes, after the opinion of one man, ditches it.
Throws it on the ground. And he just leaves it there. He just leaves it on the ground.
Doesn't even own it. Right. He is a time travel litterer. He is just littering across time.
How do we know that serape on the ground doesn't change the whole pattern of history? It's like stepping on the butterfly.
Right. What happens when someone picks up that serape and reads the tag that says "Made in China" or Taiwan or whatever on the back, and then is like, wait a minute.
Yep.
And what is this tag? Why does this thing have a tag? What is? And it's got like all the list of like what it's made of, like polyester, blood, like what? Yeah. So he's littering across time, Dean is, and then they go to the sheriff and they go, "Hey, where can we find Samuel Colt?" And he's like, "I don't know. That guy don't see him much around. Go talk to Elkins. I've never really heard of that dude." And so Elkins is the bartender. And we go to the bar, and this is where we get to swing indoors.
Stinker, yeah.
And he's
take a drink.
The sheriff or the bartender?
The bartender.
Oh, yeah. The bartender, yes, Elkins.
Yeah.
I think they really did try to go for someone to match the bartender in Deadwood. Yeah. As close as possible. I think they definitely were trying to go for that. And so Elkins is like, oh, Samuel Colt, he lives way out yonder when he's building like a train thing or whatever. So he lives far away. And basically just tells them like where they can find him. But this is where we get to meet the wonderful ladies of the night in this town. The best one's Darla. We get the great scene where Dean is just absolutely grossed out by the lack of hygiene and like the very accurate portrayal of what these people would have looked like at the time, as opposed to what like a lot of other shows. That's probably my favorite part of the episode was the like, yeah.
Darla's all like, "Hey, so, you, num 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 num." And Dean's like, oh.
He
is
so then,
disappointed. Take a
old
drink.
Judge, yes, very disappointed. Then our judge comes by and he's got his appointment with Darla, and they go upstairs, and Dean's not satisfied with the whiskey. Sam says the sarsaparilla is not half bad because, Dean had to go ahead and I don't even know, belittle Sam or whatever by ordering him the sarsaparilla, and if we were playing a toxic masculinity, that one would have hit.
Yep.
This would be that's one I should have done for this episode, was toxic masculinity. It's probably all rife with it.
Yep.
In this one. So as the boys are downstairs having their drinks, the judge is upstairs with Darla. Before he can make his time with Darla, though, Elias comes back from the dead and completely burns him up. We hear screams. The boys run upstairs. Just by touching him. It's a cool, honestly, as far as bads go, as far as supernatural beings, we should have seen more phoenixes.
Yeah.
It's a cool villain. The only thing that can kill it was the cult that we know of. And it's a cool villain. It can't die. It can come back, can die and then come back to life. Anyway. So they're saying, that burns up the judge. They're like, I swear it was Elias. The boys are like, well, time to go visit Elias's grave. Oh, guess who's not in his grave? It's Elias. And then they're like, okay, so this thing literally rises from the ashes. Sammy, you got to go get the cult. You got to ride on horseback now. And this is where we get another great scene, which is Sam getting on the horse. The horse riding away, and Dean just having the perfect line. Oh, that poor horse. Oh, that poor horse. So yes, Sam's off to go find Colt and get the Colt. Meanwhile, Dean had agreed to form a posse, right, with the sheriff in the morning after the judge was burned up. So
to go hunt
and that's
down
where,
Elias.
in the graveyard. Yeah, to hunt down Elias, and that's where Dean has the Dean or Jensen has the wonderful string of posse puns.
I love posse.
And literally, it's one of the few times I think they've ever shown one of them just absolutely breaking, and just left it in. It's I don't know. I could watch rewind and watch it over and over.
Yep.
It's so funny.
It's very cute.
It's just the face that he makes,
because then he's
making Jensen face, and then he goes right back into Dean.
Yeah,
it's so funny. He just Jensen pops out for a second, and
he's
so
put
good.
That on a t-shirt.
So the boys he's off. The posse doesn't happen. Why? Because the sheriff saw Sam leave, and then the sheriff was like, well, I'm going to get on my horse. And then Elias Fitch is out there, and he burns up the sheriff. So now we're, boom. By the way, we're playing Someone Dies. I've counted 2 people now. No, 3 people dying. Elias, Judge, and now Sheriff. So that's 3 people dead in this episode.
Oh, I'm not sure I counted it when Elias died.
No,
because he came
either
back.
Either time or just the second time?
I don't know. I only got. Well, we'll discuss it at the end.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so the in the morning, Dean goes down to the bar. There's no posse. He's wondering what's going on. Elkins is like, maybe you're the only one foolish enough to show up. And then all of a sudden, the sheriff's dead from outside, and they come out. And apparently whoever yelled about the sheriff being dead didn't want to stick around, because then it's just Elkins and Dean. And Dean's like, well, who's the sheriff now? And Elkins like, well, looks like you're the sheriff now, boy. And, yep, so now Dean's the sheriff of this town, Sunrise. And, so basically Dean starts putting things together. He goes, okay, this thing came for the judge. It came for the sheriff. Now it's going to go after that deputy. I got to get this guy safe. So he goes and finds him. This is where we get an awesome pop culture reference. Candygram for Mongo.
Yep.
And Dean goes and gets this guy. His plan, stick him into the iron bars of the jail, because the Phoenix probably can't can't stand iron, like most supernatural things that we come across at this point. So that's Dean's plan.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to just jump around a little bit because we got Sam's back with Colt, and he comes in, and right before we see Sam encounter Colt, we get a little introduction to him as he takes out a couple of demons trying to get him to open the Devil's Gate.
Yep.
Takes him out with the Colt. And so we get that. And then Sam comes in and is like, hey, well, first he splashes water. And so, I'm not a demon, I'm a hunter. And then Sam's like, I need your gun because, look, here's your journal. In your journal, you write that the Colt kills a phoenix. And he's like, this Colt is like, I mean, he's drunk, he's belligerent, he's just defiant, grumpy. Doesn't want to go anywhere, doesn't want to help do anything. Yes, very grumpy. I do love the the moment when he's like, prove you're from 2011, and he hands him the cell phone. He's like,
he gives it to him. He never gets it back.
Yeah, just gives it to him. Yeah, no, never. Yeah, and he puts it on his shelf.
Yep.
And then he's like, what does he say? Like,
he says, a giant from the future with a magic brick doesn't exactly give me the vapors.
Give me the vapors. What a wonderful line. That is a giant. Yeah, I love it. That was such a great line.
It's a very well written episode.
So, yes. Yeah, the whole episode. Yeah, no, absolutely. Very, very well written. Dialogue's great. A lot of the lines are great. The puns are great. Like, just it's paced well. So the Sam is trying to convince him. He can't convince him, and then he's like, I know you have the Colt, so just give it to me. And he goes all Sherlock on him and is like, 2 sets of boot prints. You just killed a demon with it a couple hours ago. There's 2 sets. It smells like sulfur in here. Like, just give it up. So yeah, that's all happening while the stuff back at Sunrise is happening. In the meantime, back in the real time, Castiel is betrayed by Rachel. They meet up in a warehouse, as angels tend to do.
They sure do.
Like all the time in this show.
That's where they like to hang out.
They just meet up in abandoned warehouses.
They're not having their meetings at a Starbucks.
There's going to be an angel in there. Yeah. Because they're always about to kill each other at some point, I feel like. So they... Rachel's basically like, I think you're an ineffective leader, and Cass says she was brainwashed by Raphael. I don't know. I don't recall if that's true or not.
There's something that she's hinting at that Castiel is doing that's nefarious.
Right, which then ends up being his downfall, right? Is that he is like,
he sucks. That's what he sucks up all the souls in purgatory or something.
Yeah. That's right. Him and Crowley work together. Yeah. See, I gotta go back and watch some of this stuff. Is you get so much of it
over all the years. Seasons. You watch it years ago. Tough to remember.
I know 15 seasons watched over so much time and then so long ago, and I do need to I guess that's why we're doing this. So yeah. That's that storyline, but they get into a fight. They get into a great angel fight. Ends pretty quickly because it's not the point of this episode. And Cass takes out Rachel, but not before being wounded himself. He's able to make his way back to Bobby and put up a little warding. And he says to Bobby, I don't know if I have the strength to get the boys home. After passing out and waking up, I don't know if I have the strength to get the boys home. Bobby's like, is there anything we can do, like a spell? And Cass is like, there's one thing. I can touch your soul, but you might explode. Yeah.
A solonoscopy.
And Bobby
calls it a solonoscopy.
Another Tuesday, a solonoscopy, which, again, beautiful writing. Absolutely beautiful writing. So they're getting ready because it's getting close to that 24-hour line. Sam was able to convince Sam. Yep. That's right. Sam was able to convince Sam to give him the Colt. And Dean's sitting there, and he's got the guy in jail. So now Dean's got the deputy in jail. Elias Finch comes in, And right as the guy's like trying to like weaselly tell Dean why he's even, you know, why they killed him in the first place, why they killed Finch, why they hanged him, and then Finch comes in. You know, it's revealed he can't stand iron. You know, he's iron intolerant, as they are in the show, and he goes, you know, ask this guy what he did, and he does, and basically, yeah, this guy assaulted and tried to, yeah, terribly assault this man's wife when they were just coming into town, and then shot Elias. The deputy shot Elias, and then shot his wife, and then they blamed it on Elias because, of course, Elias can't die by being shot. And yeah, so Elias completely right to try to
enact his revenge.
I don't know, having all this revenge because he was just a friendly monster living outside of town with this human lady, and they murdered her because like humans are the real monsters. That's the point of this whole freaking show. Yep. Humans are the real monsters. That's our lesson learned.
It is. Spoiler.
So yeah, anyway, the best, I think, another great moment is when Elias, instead of, he just grabs a gun and shoots him in the cell.
And Dean is like, I should have seen that coming.
I should have seen that coming. Absolutely brilliant. That's probably from a movie. That's probably from a Western. That's like a reference I probably don't even get, right? Like, I'm sure that's some movie I haven't seen. So yeah, he shoots out. There's someone else dies. So we're taking another drink. And then there's the great chase that leads to Sam finally shows up as Dean's running away from Elias. He's got the Colt. We get the showdown. We go back to the scene that we saw at the beginning with Elias and with Dean, and Dean's able to shoot him. Elias does his explodey thing as the Colt makes the baddies do. It bursts into ashes, and then as the clock tower is striking noon, it was noon.
High noon.
They try to like scoop up the ashes into a whiskey bottle, but it's just not in time because Cass has brought the boys back to real time. Their bottle is empty. And they really, as Dean put it, screwed the pooch.
It's so disappointing
on this one. I mean, it really is. And again, like the whole feeling, like this is the show doesn't always portray like sad or like, I don't know. This is like just a really like a visceral moment.
A big swing and a big
I feel
miss.
like just like really, comes through the screen. Like I just feel this, and I've seen this episode 16 times or whatever now, and like I still every time feel like that just gut punch when he has the empty bottle. You're just like, oh, this was it. We had it. We did all the things we needed to do.
We had to work so hard for it too.
Yeah, and then like Bobby shot, Cass is shot, everybody's shot. And then there is a knock at the door.
Not literally shot. And they're emotionally shot. They're not
emotionally shot.
Their energy is shot.
Not shot. I mean, Cass is stabbed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're emotionally at the end of it. There's a knock at the door, and this is where we get the Back to the Future 3, where he's like, this package has been lying around the post office forever, and we were told to bring it here today. And we're just curious what's in it. And basically what's in it is the Doc is alive. He's in the Old West, but the Doc is alive. No, it is it's a bottle of ashes.
Bottle of Phoenix ashes.
And Sam's phone.
So he did come. Yay. He did come pick up the Colt and like come to town.
Yeah, Sam Colt did it. He followed through. He did the thing. So yeah, that, and then that's the end, right? That's did I miss a capper on it all? I don't think.
No, the capper is they're like he says we take the fight to her. Now that we got these ashes, you know what that means? We take the fight to her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sure. Whatever you say, Bobby. Or Dean, or whoever said it. Dean said it, yeah.
And that's Frontierland, baby.
Yeah. And that's Frontierland. Oh yeah, we gotta go pick the kids up from Frontierland. I love that.
That's a great line. There's a lot of real zingers in this episode.
There's so many of them. Yeah, but that was the episode, and I really love it. I think it's fun. How did our rules play out?
Okay,
Krissy, how did they play out for you? Because I'm curious.
Research music montage. I got 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Dean geeks out 3 times. And is disappointed
I got
4 times.
6 times. Oh, sorry. I counted them all together. So you got...
So I got 7 total.
You got 7. Okay. I got 6 total.
I only got 2 hat tips. Did I miss a bunch?
I counted 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're hard. That's a hard one. I found that one to be hard to follow along with. For sure. Again, you could probably sub that for toxic masculinity. Yeah. Better time. Someone dies.
I got 4. But like I said, I don't think I was...
6.
Because I wasn't counting it when he got hung.
So I have when he got hung. I have the sheriff,
right?
The judge, right? The deputy, Elias the second time he dies, and Rachel.
Oh, okay. So that's what I missed. I missed Rachel, and I missed Elias when he got hung.
Which, yeah, if you don't want to count that as him dying, I get that because he didn't actually die, but I don't know. I did because it's fun.
Okay.
But yeah, Rachel is the other one.
Swinging doors.
Swinging doors. I only counted them twice.
Me too. Same.
All right. As long as we get twice. I do have 4 ganks.
I got 3 ganks, and I love the part where he's like, "What's gank?" What is it?
What do you mean? What's gank? Yeah, they say it 3 times really quick. The 4th one is in the then.
Oh, okay.
And it's in the previously on. Obviously our bonus Walker Texas Ranger, and then how many pop culture references did you count at?
13.
So did I.
Yay!
What? That's crazy.
I know, we never get the same thing.
13. I know, right? Especially on pop culture references. That's nuts. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this episode? Anything?
No, I'm glad you picked it. It's a good one. But it's one that we've thought about doing for Fan Fusion as a mashup, but there's just too much talking.
There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of I think that's why I don't know.
But it was a good pick.
Sometimes that can be a good thing at the Fan Fusion one, is when there's a lot of talking, but yeah. I also want to shout out Matthew John Armstrong, the guy who plays Elias Finch, because I think he gave a wonderful performance, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Great job.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts pretty much on it, but yeah, it's a fun one. I don't know if it's
it's not in my top 10.
It's a must watch,
but it's in my top 50.
No, but it's
it's in my top
Which
100.
Is like 300 episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
So now is the time where we talk about what's next. What is our next episode going to be? Well, we are going to take it to season 5, episode 9. I'm sticking with my Becky episodes. We're going to do the real Ghostbusters.
Heck yeah. Nice.
There's a lot of rules.
5 E9. Okay.
All right, because some of them don't happen a ton, but I couldn't decide. So there's a lot of rules. Okay. Take a drink whenever the panels are announced.
Okay.
Take a drink for a yellow-eyed cooler. Take a drink anytime someone says LARP or LARPing. Take a drink anytime we hear agent names, and double it if you know the reference, if you know the band they're referencing. take a drink anytime someone says, naughty, naughty, naughty. Here's the hero rule. Take a drink for a ghost sighting. Take a drink anytime someone calls someone Chuckles. Take a drink when we salt and burn some bones. And then finally, our double up or our shot is the line, that's what Sam and Dean would do. And those are our rules for season 5, season 5, episode 9, The Real Ghostbusters.
Nice.
It's going to be a fun one.
Excited for that. Yes, it is.
So, thank you for listening. Join us next
We're
time.
Just getting so many like early mid-season stuff.
Stick around if you're a member for some bonus content. We're going to talk lessons learned for this episode. If you want to become a member, go to truestory.fm, TRUSTORY.fm, and you can join up there and become a member, support our podcast, buy me some Topo Chico to help keep this podcast going.
Woo woo.
And remember,
must have Topo Chico.
When you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things, the family business, keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Party on, dudes.